So, you know, we've talked about this many times. You get the benefits of doing what we do, and you meet some great people. In 2000, and I want to tell you it was 13, Mark Ellis and I interviewed both Hayden Schlossberg and John Hurwitz for when they were doing, I think it was American Wedding. And it was through Twitter, you know, like something that happened. We were kind of going back and forth, and they were watching the show, and they came in studio to do an interview, and I struck up a friendship with them, and we talked Harold and Kumar and other things. And then fast forward to what was it, 2017, 2018, they started doing Cobra Kai. And I remember when that was announced, and I was like, oh man, I want to be upset about this, because why are they touching Karate Kid? Leave it alone. And then I was like, well, it's the guys. And also their other partner, Josh Heald, who had strangely enough met even before that, because at the time his son was going to kindergarten with my daughter. So I struck up a friendship with him, and I was like, oh, you know the guys too? Yeah, I've been working with them for everything. They were really close friends, blah, blah, blah. And then they start doing Cobra Kai, and I'm like, okay, it's the guys. So crossing my fingers that this thing doesn't stink. And if it does, oh man, I hope they don't mind my review. And I loved it. And I was like, oh my God, I remember calling them going, you cracked the code. You did it. Like, and hearing their story on how they did it and the understanding of it, like them being their Star Wars. So I was on whatever platform, it was on Facebook, and I saw John had posted another story yesterday. They're doing Knightrider. And I'm like, okay. So this is the story here. Knightrider is coming. And Knightrider, a film, not a TV show, is in the works. And the creators of Cobra Kai are bringing Kit back to life. John Hurwitz, Hayden Schlossberg, and Josh Heald are in talks for a film adaptation of the 1980s action drama series Knightrider, about a computerized talking car. The trio would write the screenplay, produce it with Hurwitz and Schlossberg in early talks to direct. Also producing would be Gary Barber, Chris Stone, Kelly McCormick, and David Leitch. Hasselhoff starred in the original NBC series as Michael Knight, as a detective who becomes an agent and is partnered with Kit, a modified artificial intelligence and indestructible Trans Am. Together, the two sped head-on to fight criminals who operate above the law. Glenn Larson created the show from its memorable theme and car. Kevin Burrows, Matt Miter penned a previous attempt at a film adaptation. Okay, so everybody's going to go, well, of course Kristian's going to say this. And it's true, and I get it. I hope it's not an over-the-top comedy like Hot Tub Time Machine and Harold Kumar. I hope it's not.
I know that you've heard of Viagra. I know you've heard of Cialis. You probably even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, Rougiette Ready. If the usual pills are not doing the trick, Rougiette Ready, it could be the answer. It's a 3-in-1 formula, and it dissolves under your tongue. It absorbs fast. You'll be ready in just 15 minutes on average, not hours, and it affects can last up to 36 hours. If you want proof, over 150,000 men have made the switch, and you can read their customer reviews right on the site. Getting started is simple. Rougiette connects you with a board-certified doctor, 100% online, and if you're prescribed, treatment ships quickly to your door. Now connect with the provider at rougiette.com/Kristian to see if a Rougiette Ready prescription is right for you. You can use that code Kristian to get 15% off today. That is Rougiette, RUGIET.com/Kristian. Use that promo code Kristian, get 15%. Head to Rougiette.com/Kristian. Use that code Kristian, get 15% off today. Use the code, support the show, and let Rougiette know that we sent you. Individual results may vary with prescription treatment. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Please visit the Rougiette website for full safety information.
Yeah. I'm nervous about this, honestly, because we already have smart cars. So what's exciting about this car now?
Well, that's the whole thing, is that that's where I think, differ. I think because of all the stuff we have now, and because of the AI and everything else, it makes more sense to, like, even if it's like a really heavily like a new model of AI that is not even in the market, that this type of car, it makes all the sense in the world. I think because smart cars and all that, this is like smart car on steroids, Kit, right? And you really give them a personality. Because of AI, you could get the original voice and you could do those types of things. I just hope that it's a mixture, because there's certainly comedy in Cobra Kai. There's tons of it.
Mhm.
But I hope there's a mix of like, let's take it serious, not make it just kind of like a slapstick comedy, because, and not that the guys would do that, but they're very good at that. They've done that with many different things over. Their world is comedy. But I hope that we get, I wrote on John's post, I wrote, I need an exclusive here. I need an exclusive.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to get them on to find out what's going on with this one. But I hope, I really do hope that it is a more like, it takes itself a little more serious. But we're gonna clip this video out, and I'm gonna tag John on it so he can answer me. We'll see.
Okay. Because I really like them. I really like them and I believe in them.
Okay.
But it's just this particular bit of IP this is the one we're running with. Okay, I need to know how you're gonna jazz it up for a world that already has a car that technically can talk to me or self-drive or do all these other things. I need to have that stuff. Was it Mr. Feeney who was the original voice of Kid? Or am I just like having a story?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But my point with the AI stuff is, you could do his voice, by the way. You can make it sound a little robotic. You can get the original voice with today's technology if you wanted to. And it was Mr. Feeney.
Yeah. And you could, especially if there actually are SAG protocols for this, for avoiding people who have licensed out their voices. So there are safe ways to do the AI. Obviously, it's those things that makes me kind of get my hack up and go, ooh, what are we doing? But there are really great ways they can do that so that actor can still get, residuals and all of that. Or bring in somebody else.
That's what they're going
to do.
You
want to play it? Yeah, there's a lot of options here.
They're going to wind up getting a really famous voice to do it.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen for that, and it's fine. It's a new kid. Who's going to play Michael, which will be very interesting. And the other side of it too is that if the thing that was silly back in the 80s was that he was a completely looking different guy, and they did this surgery to him, and he looks like David Hasselhoff, which back in, they were able to do this kind of surgery where he just had a new face, no scars, anything. Today, in the way that you kind of do it in a Mission Impossible type of way, that's what I hope this movie is. I hope it's kind of like a Mission Impossible type of movie with some comedic tones in it, but I hope it's like a Mission Impossible serious kind of action movie with this freaking cool ass car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to actually be involved in the case we're solving. I want to actually have interest in mystery and some really great detective work, because that's what the balance of humor and actual stories is what makes Knightrider really cool. So I hope we get that. I love that idea of it making Mission Impossible.
Yeah, we'll see. So let's see what the guys do. As Chris said, I got faith in them. They, you talking about people who just they clearly, I guarantee you, they love the property. I guarantee you, they don't do things that they don't love. They are they're fun. They're great people. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. We'll see. What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in there. Is Knightrider something you're interested in? Should it be a streaming movie, or should it be theatrical? Should it be serious? Am I wrong? Should it be a straight on comedy? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know.